So I'm gonna try out an analogy here, so bear with me if it starts to get away from me. Buying Halo the Master Chief Collection is like purchasing tickets to a museum opening that's still under construction when you show up. You're walking around, checking out different paintings, while a bunch of employees are wheeling statues around and setting them up. Oh, and if you want to read any info about the artists, you have to shuffle on over to a separate building that won't let you in unless you're connected to the internet. Okay, that wasn't great, but still, the Master Chief Collection is an incredibly impressive feat by anyone's account, combining 4 complete Halo campaigns, each game's entire multiplayer suites, and a whole slew of extras to sweeten the deal. But rather than being a definitive document of the history of one of the most iconic first-person shooter franchises ever created, the collection feels more like a work in progress, as the developers at 343 Industries continue to add to, tweak, and update each game. It's certainly not a bad thing, and the Master Chief Collection is one of the most ambitious remastering projects ever attempted. Just make sure you get that patch. The first thing you notice when you boot up the disc is how everything is unlocked for you and waiting to be explored. Are you new to the series? Start at Halo Combat Evolved and work your way through. Are you a series veteran and just want to play the hits? Well, then go ahead and pick and choose your level, difficulty, and other modifiers and get to work. Multiplayer, the map editor, known as Forge, point multiplying skulls, even the hidden terminal videos are all there at your fingertips. Perhaps the most interesting thing to see is how much the series has evolved since its humble beginnings on Microsoft's fledgling console. Halo CE's wide open spaces seemed impressive at the time, but now they feel downright empty. The issue was remedied in Halo 2, which added a much deeper narrative, dual wielding, and far more interesting level design to the mix. Halo 3 ratcheted up the pacing, increasing the speed of the combat, and introducing bubble shields and other boosts you can use at the push of a button. And Halo 4, well, Halo 4 is simply gorgeous. Hopping from one campaign to the next lets you see exactly how the series moved forward, taking certain ideas and improving some while jettisoning the rest. And while some moments have certainly aged better than others, taken as a whole, the Master Chief Collection provides some of the best shooting gameplay you'll find, hands down. But the collection doesn't simply throw these games onto a disc and call it a day. Each game has also received a bit of a facelift, though some much more than others. Halo Anniversary is essentially a port of the 360 version of the first Halo game, which let you switch between the old Xbox textures and the newly designed ones at the push of a button. The changes made here, as well as in Halo 3 and 4, are minor, but they benefit greatly from the improved resolution and frame rate upgrades. Halo 4 in particular has some godly lighting effects that look good on the 360, but they look even better now. Out of all the games in the package, Halo 2 has received the brunt of the work in this collection, and it shows. All of the cutscenes have been recreated by the fantastic CGI artists over at Blur, and these videos breathe all new life into Halo 2's story. Textures, sound effects, and music have either been remastered or recreated entirely to give Halo 2 that new game sheen. And while the anniversary of Halo 2 doesn't look much better than a well-designed 360 game, considering its source material, which you can also flip back and forth between instantly, it's far more impressive looking than it should be. On top of all of the single-player content, you're also getting each game's full multiplayer suite, with every level, mode, and option there just as you remember it, as well as a handful of newly remastered multiplayer maps from Halo 2. The best part is how easily you can jump back and forth between content. Whether you're feeling like Halo 3 multiplayer or wanting to hop into a playlist of rearranged campaign maps, you can do it all without swapping a disc out of the tray. It's an absurd amount of content that Microsoft could have easily charged for individually, and it comes at a cost. Namely, it doesn't all fit on one disc. No, if you want to play everything the Master Chief Collection has to offer, you'll need to download a 15GB patch that effectively allows you to play pretty much anything outside the main campaign modes. It would simply be a minor inconvenience, or a major one depending on your own personal access to high-speed internet. But that huge patch also houses a slew of bug fixes that make the whole experience run much more smoothly. Before the patch, Halo 1 and 2 experienced intermittent frame rate spikes, a far cry from the buttery 60 frames per second promised. Plus, Halo 2, 3, and 4 all crashed on me at some point, with Halo 2 being the worst of it all. It hard-locked my console 4 or 5 times, erasing my save data half of the time. And this is all in addition to minor bugs, like achievements lists not displaying the correct information. Many of these problems are addressed by the patch, but they're all held hostage by a gigantic 15GB download. For many, this isn't a big deal, but for some, the disc-based experience is all they're gonna get. And my experience of the Master Chief Collection pre- and post-patch is like night and day. You know what else doesn't fit on the disc? All those videos. Everything except for Halo 2 cinematics are relegated to the Halo channel, an online experience that will stream all things Master Chief directly into your eyeballs. It makes sense in theory, as the Halo channel is essentially a one-stop shop for all your supplemental content, from the hidden terminal videos to the all-new Halo video series Nightfall, but you're constantly beholden to whether or not your internet connection is up to snuff, or whether the channel feels like working when you access it. And for the most of my time reviewing it, it was either down, or playing Halo Anniversary's videos in Japanese. It's nice that the content is there in some form, and it helps that the Xbox One is actually capable of multitasking. No internet though? No videos for you. And all that doesn't even take into account Halo 4's Spartan Ops mode, which won't be arriving until sometime in December. I'm all for more content, but this, coupled with the buggy nature of the game before applying the patch, leads me to believe that many of the game's features weren't quite ready for prime time at the game's launch. Still, more is better, and I look forward to digging into Spartan Ops just as much as I did with everything else. Even with these issues, both great and small, there's no denying that Halo, the Master Chief Collection, is a feat the likes of which few companies would even attempt to pursue, and it's a bargain that hasn't been seen since Valve's Orange Box. Just remember to download that patch.
Affirmative, Echo 419 inbound. Somebody order a Warthog.